What's up? This is JC from JC Tints. In this video, I'm going to show you how to permanently fix your plotter, whether it's a Titan 1, 2, 3, a workhorse, that style plotter. This method might work for other plotters such as maybe Vevors or like Graphtecs, Jaguars, if they have the similar type of cutting strip. If you've been having problems with uneven cuts with the plotter, cutting through part of the pattern, cutting through perfectly in a certain part of the pattern, and then not cutting through deep in another part of the pattern, like uneven cuts. I've been dealing with that since I bought my Titan 2, and I've tried all kinds of different fixes. I've tried using masking tape, duct tape, Teflon tape over the cutting strip. I've tried the double-sided sticky tape that goes underneath the cutting strip in the little channel. I've tried the glue. I've tried everything. So I was fooling around with it just a minute ago, and I finally cracked it. So check this out. Okay, so over the last, shit, probably going on 2.5, maybe 3 years now, I've had nothing but problems out of this Titan 2 plotter, right? I put it together, I ordered it straight from US Cutter, it was brand new. Put all the screws in there and shit. And it gave you the option to choose either some type of double-sided sticky tape that was similar to this. This isn't the exact tape that came with it, but it was similar to this. It had like a red paper over it, and you could lay it in the channel right here, right, and then peel the paper off. And then you're supposed to stick the cutting strip, right? This is the Teflon cutting strip that comes with these, well, that you have to order for these Titan 2s, 53-inch one. This is the 53 one. And as I put the double-sided sticky tape in this little channel right here, I was extremely careful, right? I cleaned the hell out of it. I made sure this channel was super clean. And then I laid the double-sided sticky tape in it, and then boom, this right over it. And I mean, there's times it would cut fine, and there's times that it wouldn't. There's times that, you know, the pattern would come out perfect right here towards the middle. It wouldn't be deep enough, and it would have cut all the way through at the end. And you know, I've tried everything. I've covered it with masking tape. I read on the message boards, Facebook groups, videos, Gorilla tape. I've used this brown Teflon tape, fucking, what is it? Electric tape, even slip tape. And it still wouldn't cut out perfectly all the time. There's sometimes it would. I've tried different blades. I've tried the 40-degree blade, 30-degree, whatever, the blue cap. I think that's for PPF, but I've tried the yellow, the red, all of the shit, dude. I could not get it to consistently cut right. And then what I finally did was I just said, you know what? If it's cutting uneven, it's got to be something with the surface. The surface has to be rough. That blade is, you know, the blade's on a belt, and it's at a certain angle. The blade isn't moving up and down. It's staying at the same, you know, height. And so it's got to be something with the cutting strip. So I ripped the tape off, whatever I had on it at the time. I ripped the masking tape off. I ripped this off, and I looked at the double-sided sticky tape that was underneath that, and it had like disintegrated in some places, right? It looked like a bumpy road. So I'm thinking, so that's what the problem is, dude. I don't know how it happened, but the double-sided sticky tape that you laid in that channel, or the glue, it's like it would disintegrate. It wasn't even, right? So the surface the blade was cutting on was not even, so that was the problem. So what I did was I ripped off, you know, after I ripped off the cutting strip, I cleaned this whole channel. I cleaned all the tape, residue, glue, or whatever I was using at the time. And so all I did, and what I mean by disintegrated is it wasn't, like if you lay this cutting strip in here, right? Imagine this is the tape. You would imagine it would be just a smooth layer of tape, right? No, as soon as I ripped this off, I looked at the back of it, there was nothing on it. The tape was here in some spots, and then there would be no tape. There would be double-sided sticky tape, and it was all, I don't know where the hell it went. I guess it grew legs and ran off. So what my fix after that was just to lay the damn thing in there. Just lay the, you know, the cutting strip in there, and then tape over it, right, with masking tape. And then that worked for a while. And then it didn't. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? What is going on? And so today I was, you know, today I was messing around with it, and I came up with a solution. But shout out to James Elwood, because he had the idea to just, and this actually does work, right? He had the idea of just sticking a Sharpie right here in place of this blade holder. And that works perfect. That's actually plotting it, believe it or not. What the hell, did I smack this on there? That's good. But no, sticking a Sharpie in there, because these actually come with a pen holder, right? If you bought a Titan 2 new, you know it comes with this. This is a pen to plot out. Goes right there, right? That's to mark on whether, I guess it's PPF. You could use it for tint too, and you just cut it out. It's the same thing as the Sharpie method, right? And so there's a lot of benefits to using that. Just stick this Sharpie in there and it draws your patterns out for you. Been doing that. But for some patterns, right, like certain, like for example, that 2002 Toyota Tacoma, right? Like even if you stick a marker in there, like it's a rubber seal, the back window's rubber seal, I mean, it has to be exactly 100% point on. There's no just black border past it. So the cuts have to be perfect. So in some, and also like certain German cars, quarter windows, as you know, like Audis, there's no black border. It's just the dot matrix and then a rubber seal. So those cuts have to be precise. You know what I mean? So I feel like in some situations, a blade would be more ideal instead of a marker. So with all that being said, I'm like, let me try one more thing, dude. There's got to be a way. Like I still have, I still see comments of people having problems after all these different types of tapes people are saying that they have success with. There's still people. I even had a gentleman reach out to me a couple weeks ago and said he saw my video on YouTube and, if it's still working good for me. And I told him, yeah. I said, fucking the double-sided sticky tape that it comes with is the fucking problem. And the glue. None of that's good. And these cutting strips are 20 bucks a piece. Did you know if you accidentally turn the force up a little bit too high and just have the cutting strip on here with no tape, if you get a nick in one of these, bro, it's over with. It's ruined. It's garbage. 20 bucks right down the drain. Those things are not cheap, bro. And so when I just, cleaned out this little channel, stuck the cutting strip in there, and then just put tape over it to hold it down, that worked pretty well until it didn't. So finally, I'm thinking, you know what? How about just fuck the cutting strip altogether? What could I do in place? Because all this is, the whole thing is a blade cutting on a surface. It can't cut directly on the metal, right? Because the metal blade, it would scratch the hell out of it, dull it out, or bend it. So I'm thinking, hold up, let me try one more thing. So here's what I did, and here's what works. And this was in front of my face the whole time. And I honestly think that there is no better option, no better fix, no cheaper fix than this. Glass Aide, right? Everybody should have Glass Aide somewhere in their shop. This is $7, right? You can get it all kinds of different places. You can get it from 313 Tint. You can get it from Sun Distributing. All kinds of places have it. 44 Tools. I think even 10X has their own brand that's like $3. But this is 10 mil, like pinstripe tape that you put on the outside of the border of the windows, the fixed windows to cut out your pattern. And so I'm thinking, you know what? Let me try this out, because if I could just use this and put this in the channel in place of the cutting strip, because all that is just a surface for the blade to cut, right? For the blade to barely hit and cut like a smooth surface. So when it's cutting out just the film, not the liner, it's just something soft for the blade to hit on. And I'm thinking, this is 10 mil thick, dude. So even if you double or triple this up, all you need is a surface in this channel. And so what I did was I just stuck this tape right here, clean this out, and I just laid this just like this. Glass Aide tape, this 10 mil Glass Aide tape, and laid it directly in this channel. Let me make sure that this is showing up. Let me get my angle right. Yeah, so really close. And I make sure that it's dead center in this channel, right? It almost fits in there perfectly. It's not quite, as wide as this channel is. But as long as it's centered and you don't stretch it out too much, I just cut out a perfect pattern with this. And you got to think, all you really need is a little over 40 inches, I know there's some people that cut out Tesla Model 3 back windows. Make sure my angle's right. I know there's some people that cut out Tesla Model 3 back windows on like a 60-something inch plotter, 63. So in that case, you know, depending on how big your roll is, let's see this, yeah, it's still in the center. Just lay this in the center, right? Can you see this? Just in this little channel right here. And if it starts to get up on the side lip, I'm just lifting it back up, just like you would do with the double-sided sticky tape, right? I kind of went over a little bit. So this is what you know, they ask you to do with the double-sided sticky tape. And then after you lay the double-sided sticky tape or glue down in this channel, then you're supposed to just pop the, you know, the Teflon strip right over it. But those have caused me nothing but problems, dude. To me, that is the problem. The double-sided sticky tape, I don't know if it's just cheap, bad quality. I'm sure there's some people that have success with it, but take 5 minutes and look at how many people are having problems with these, with uneven cuts. It's cutting too deep. I mean, if the shit that it came with worked, then there wouldn't be so many people having problems with uneven cuts. You know, there's all kinds of instructional videos online, but there's still a shit ton of people who are having problems, including myself and other people that I talk to on a regular basis that have had, I even had a friend just send his plotter back because he couldn't get it right, and I don't blame him. Now, he had a V-bore, but I know these Titan 2s, these Titans are very, you know, popular. A lot of people use these, and these are pretty much the same design, from my understanding, as the workhorses, right? So all I'm doing is cutting this off right at the 40-inch mark, right? Because I don't use anything larger than a 40-inch roll on this 53-inch plotter. I don't think anybody else does. So that's all I did right there. Now, you got to think about this. This roll of Glass Aide is only $7 for 100 feet of it. That's 1,200 inches. So you would have around 28 cutting strips that you would have for only spending $7. And so I've got a roll of, this is 10X Pure Max right here. And I'm gonna line it up right here. And since you're not using the cutting strip, you know, your blade's gonna have to push further down in this channel because, you know, the cutting strip is a little bit thicker than the tape. So what I'm doing is I'm moving this back right at the beginning, set, enter. Now I've got my force at 81. This is going to vary based on how much you have your blade out. Now the most important thing is how far your blade is out. So they always say it should feel like a grain of sand on your finger, right? So there's no way to actually show this on camera how far out it is. You just gotta do that on your own. So I mean, just the tip is barely poking out and you can barely feel it with the edge of your fingernail. Some people say the thickness of a credit card, but I think that's too much. So once you've got that, you know, it's like a grain of sand, tighten this up. And then from this point, I would start out low. So I started out at like 40 and then work my way up. Once you work your way up, and what I mean is start out at 40 and then just do a test cut. So that right here I'm at, let's see, oh, it pulled on this. Let me try this again. Let's see, I'm at 4, we'll try it at 40, test. So it's gonna cut out a little triangle with a square around it. And so I know, like I said, so go from here, it should not be cutting all the way through, because if you go up too high, it's gonna hurt the blade. So I'm gonna move this back up. So it's gonna, the number of the number of the force is gonna depend on, you know, how much of the blade you got out. But I know for me specifically, I have mine out enough to where right at about 81, it's going down deep enough to cut through just the film, not the liner, and this 10 mil tape is giving it enough of a cushion behind that. So I'm gonna do test. And now I'm gonna lift this up and boom. It peeled it out just perfectly, dude. Just perfect. So I'm gonna start this over at the very beginning. Let's see. I'm gonna push this out and I'm gonna do a test cut right here. set enter. Now I'm gonna use this, I've got DigiCut program, and I like this because it'll cut a whole section all the way down. And by cutting a whole section, like a 1 inch long section, it will let you know if there's any areas that are up too high or up too low. And that's the problem I would have, is that it would cut out perfectly all the way here, and then right here at the end, it would cut all the way through. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? I've changed everything out, put tape on it, the whole 9 yards, and it still wouldn't cut right. So I'm like, you know what, fuck everything they sent with me. I'm just using that, and here's the results. It's kind of ironic. I don't know if they're sending you that shit. Well, I cut the edge of this off. I don't know if they're sending you that, so you got to buy more of it. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or what, but these things, this little bitty 20 inch, or excuse me, 40 or 53 inch Teflon strip is 20 bucks. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Justify how that is worth 20 bucks. How the hell is a 53 inch piece of Teflon fucking tape that's like what, like 4 centimeters by 53 inches worth $20? Here's your $20, because I don't need you anymore. If that's not the biggest fucking ripoff, I don't know what is, dude. And on top of that, if it gets one little nick in it, you got to buy another one. Here's what I think about it. Here's what they can do with their fucking Teflon strip. This is what I think about their fucking $20 Teflon strip. See if you ever catch me buying another fucking $20 Teflon strip again. I hope nobody has to, because this is bullshit. It's a bullshit design. They send you the double-sided sticky tape that's bullshit. It's harder than hell to clean out of it. And on top of that, it disintegrates. And the glue sucks. The glue's a nightmare to clean up. And these are over fucking priced. $20 for a fucking cutting strip. And if you get one nick in it, it's ruined. There's your cutting strip. I've got 28 cutting strips now, and so can you. 28 cutting strips for $7. Here's the results. They speak for themselves. There it is, right there. It's not cutting all the way through. Yeah, I could probably turn it up just a little bit. But at the end of the day, there you go. Perfect. Now I could, like I said, dial it in a little bit more, but look at that right there. So yeah, I had a lot of success using the Glass Aide that you can get for $7 on all kinds of different window tinting tool websites, 313 Tints, Sun Distributing. So try it out. I'm sure you already have some laying around at your shop. If anybody's having trouble with the uneven cuts with the Titan 2, Titan 1, Titan 3 workhorse, that style plotter, or even other type of plotters, get rid of the shit that they send you with and the package. Get rid of the tape, cut and strip. Try out the Glass Aide only in that channel and let me know if it works for you. I hope that it does, and it'll save you a lot of money from spending, instead of spending all that money on those Teflon cut strips. Subscribe, turn on that bell notification if you want to find out some more tips and tricks. Try to help you save some money. Window tint. Appreciate you.